RICKARDSSON is on the inside. Next to him is Jason Crump from Peterborough. Travis McGOWAN of the home side Kings Lynn in blue. And on the outside, Mario JIROUT from Peterborough. He wears the yellow and black helmet colours. That's the lineup. And there in the red helmet colours, Tony RICKARDSSON, the world champion, will go from the inside. A few there, the riders pulling back. Remember, those boxes are where they have to go from. Marked 1, 2, 4 to the outside. Get half a chance. There are the, well, the dirt deflectors, Peter Collins, on the back, important these days.
Yes, and there's a bit of dirt on here now. They spiked the track up. The starting gate is very, very grippy, Tony. They've really ripped the start up, so there's going to be a real lot of grip from the start to the first corner.
Well, those dirt deflectors, the fashion in British League Speedway these days. They used to ride without them in Peter's day, and the dirt used to spray everywhere. Here they keep it down on the track. There we are. On the inside, RICKARDSSON looking across. Jason Crump next to him in blue. That's Travis McGOWAN. On the outside, yellow and black, Mario JIROUT. Remember, the home side in the red and the blue helmet colours. And away goes the Starling Marshall. Up go the tapes. And RICKARDSSON away to the first bend. Hits it first. Pursued by the rider in white there. Jason Crump, 1 and 2. RICKARDSSON, the world champion, in front of Jason Crump, who came third in the opening Grand Prix this season from Prague. The battle is joined. In third place, Mario JIROUT, the Czech, in action for the Peterborough side. And at the back in blue, the newcomer Travis McGOWAN. It's much as expected here with RICKARDSSON out front.
Yes, he made a great start there. Jason Crump lifted on the start, but you know, Tony, this is a fantastic track here. Purpose-built for speedway. The shape is absolutely ideal.
Well, certainly, RICKARDSSON is looking absolutely brilliant out front. RICKARDSSON headed by Jason Crump. Back in third place is Mario JIROUT, but Tony RICKARDSSON is the man out front. And with just over a lap to go, the world champion off a helicopter just an hour ago seems to have it there for the taking. Jason Crump pursuing him all the way in the white helmet colour in second place, but RICKARDSSON has time to look back. Jason Crump is the man he sees behind him. In first place for the Kings Lynn Knights is Tony RICKARDSSON. Second for Peterborough, Jason Crump. Third in yellow and black for Peterborough, that's Mario JIROUT. The youngster tailed off at the back, but it's level points there at 3 points apiece from the first heat. Much as we thought it was going to be. That was tight and tough, but RICKARDSSON was brilliant, Peter Collins.
Yes, Tony, it was all down to that start there. Like we said, there's a lot of dirt down there on the inside on the start. We can see now we're on the start position. The clutch is dropped there by Tony RICKARDSSON on gate 1. So much grip there going to that first turn. Jason Crump lifts going to the corner. We see him just manage to get his front wheel down there. But at this point, it's absolutely too late for him because Tony RICKARDSSON really knows his way round this track. And there's young McGOWAN there at the back having his first ride. And we can see here that Tony RICKARDSSON is going to take the checkered flag and 3 points.
Well, he took the checkered flag, he took 3 points, and 3 points is the total for his team for the world champion, leading it there with a heat winner, second place to Peterborough, and third place, and the winner himself is in our studio with Jonathan Green.
Well, what a man this Tony RICKARDSSON is. He jumps off a helicopter, jumps straight on a bike. He's just getting his helmet off now. He's won the first heat. Like a true world champion, I suppose. That's exactly what it does, and he's even got the sponsors included. Well done again.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Yeah, it was a pretty hectic start going up to this meeting, but always nice to have a good start to the meeting, and hopefully the team can plug away now.
Well, me and Calvin were talking, and what a way to arrive. It can't be easy.
You looked like you were wheel perfect in that first heat, but did you get caught out by the start at all?
No, not really. You know, I was just a little bit worried because they weren't really tire packed to start properly. So I just had to try to get my back wheel into one of the old car wheels where they've been packing it down, and it sort of worked out pretty good. So I had a pretty good start.
How are you doing physically?
Yeah, I'm doing. So I'm pretty fit right now, but I've just been problem with my hand and my left foot. But apart from that, I'm fine.
Yeah, it looked pretty good to me, Tony. You look like you were wheel perfect.
All right, cheers. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Congratulations again to Tony RICKARDSSON. We'll let you get back and get your bike set up for the next couple of heats.
Okay, thanks. Excellent.
Cheers.
Jan Anderson, the Peterborough captain, goes in yellow and black in gate 3. On the outside is Martin DIXON. Remember, Peterborough, the visitors, wear the white and the yellow and black helmet colours throughout the meeting. The home team, Kings Lynn, wear the red and yellow and black. That's how they line up. Kessler and DIXON for Kings Lynn, and the visitors, Sadler and Anderson. Peter Collins, this too could be tight. The last heat finished even points.
Yes, it could, Tony. This is basically the reserves race, and their points are just as important as the top end boys. And, you know, there's always a lot of emphasis on the top boys, but these are just as important.
And, of course, the fourth man in this heat for Kings Lynn could get the odd ride in place of McGOWAN tonight to keep the points going.
That's right, Tony.
Do it. Heat number 2, and away we go. On the inside is Nigel Sadler, but to the apex of the bend is Robbie Kessler, the young German. He's in front, but coming round the outside with a vengeance. Jan Andersen from Peterborough putting the challenge on. Kessler holds it on the inside. Andersen goes on the outside. Third place held by the Aussie Nigel Sadler of Peterborough. At the back in blue is Martin Dixon, the veteran. Second oldest rider in the league is Martin Dixon, but a fine ride by Andersen on the outside.
Yeah, you know, Anderson's actually the captain of the team. He's riding at number 7 tonight, but the thing is, he did a great pass round there, the outside. Straight away went for that outside run and went right round the outside of Tommy Kessler in a great move.
You talked about the grip, Peter. They picked it up from the outside, and that's where it lies. But Sadler's got it there now, and certainly Jan Andersen looking good. And certainly Andersen is looking good out front ahead of Kessler, but Sadler picking it up as well. Trouble for Dixon at the rear with a lap to go. Out front in the yellow and black helmet colours for Peterborough there is Jan Andersen. Trouble for Kessler because pressure on him is coming from Sadler. But the man in yellow and black there from Peterborough, that's Andersen. He's going to win it. The checkered flag now. In second place, it's Kessler. And third in white is Nigel Sadler. Problems at the back for Martin Dixon. But from a visitor's point of view, a 4-2 to them. And it means that Peterborough go in front. And Jan Andersen, their captain, despite riding at reserve, is the winner of heat number 2. And he certainly knew where he was going on this Kings Lynn track in that one.
Yeah, that was a great captain's ride there. What an inspiration. What a first corner by him. We can see here on the start, the rider in red there, Robbie Kessler, makes the best start. As he accelerates to the first corner, he has a clear lead there, but you can see there, the rider in yellow, Jan Andersen, is already decided he's going to try the outside run. And at this point, you can see he's gone round the outside there of Robbie Kessler to take that 3 points and that win.
Well, certainly an impressive ride then for that man in yellow and black, Jan Andersen, and he's arrived at our studio as well. Another heat winner to greet Jonathan Green.
Well, congratulations to Jan Andersen. The Panthers fans back really quickly there, which is very important. But first of all, tell us about the conditions, Jan, and get his helmet off, and then we can talk to him.
It's a little bit inconsistent, you know. They tried to make it a little bit grippy now, and it's like some places quite grippy and some is very, very hard and slick, but a few more races I think it's going to be a little bit better.
Sure. You made your decision to go for the outside right from the word go. Was that something that you thought about before the race, or was it just the way it turned out?
As it is right now, where they only spike the outside, make grip there.
Yeah.
That was the only choice I really had, and it worked out pretty good. So.
Yeah, and you're happy with the gear ratio and the starts and everything?
It looked all right.
Yeah. But so, you know, you got away with, obviously you didn't quite make the start, but obviously you had the speed when you needed it.
I had too much lift, and you know, it made me sort of, I was there still, so I could sort of, I had a choice when I was going into the turn. I thought, better go for the outside, and that's where I was going to go.
Great ride.
Cheers.
Well done.
Cheers.
Well done again to Jan Andersen. Winner of...
Check, of course, BRHEL. He raced for Oxford previously, a veteran of some 310 league meetings. Coming up in the white helmet colours, Ron Sullivan now. Peterborough team in their uniform, that red, black and white leathers, looking very, very smart, the visitors, represented here by Ron Sullivan in gate 2 in the white helmet colours. On the outside, David Howe in yellow and black. There is Ron Sullivan, the Australian Grand Prix rider. 6th in the Grand Prix series last year, Ron Sullivan. And certainly a talented rider, but not doing so well lately. He's not in the top 30 of the averages.
No, if you look at the start here, Tony, the sun's actually shining straight down into the rider's eyes at the moment. I know some of the riders have got dark goggles on, but it's a real problem right now until the sun actually goes down far enough to clear the end of the stadium, Tony.
Well, they're going, as Peter says, racing from east to west towards the sunset here. We look along the start on the inside, Stefan Andersen. Next to him in white, Ron Sullivan. Up down the tapes is a battle joint. Howe is coming for the outside. Andersen picks it up on the inside. Ron Sullivan picks up the grip. The challenge is on out front. Stefan Andersen in the blue helmet colours for Kings Lynn. Ron Sullivan for Peterborough. Trying to pick up the grip round the outside. A great ride by Sullivan as he goes round him as if he's standing still. That was true brilliance from the young Australian.
Yeah, that was a fantastic move, that one, Tony. Again, he went right round the outside, just as we'd seen in the previous race, and Ryan Sullivan now really showing his class. But you can see Stefan Andersen has now moved out to try and get in that dirt out there where Ryan Sullivan is.
At the moment, the early stages, the visiting riders adapting better to the conditions, and certainly Stefan Andersen now learning from Ron Sullivan. Sullivan, with just over a lap to go, picks it up, picks up the speed, goes well. Andersen looks back to see who's in third. Way back he sees David Howe, and even further back his teammate, the Hummel BRHEL. But out front, Ron Sullivan is going to win it very much as he pleases in the end. The first lap told on the outside. Ron Sullivan in white. In second place in blue is Stefan Andersson. Third in yellow is David Howe. Another 2-point extension to the lead of the visitors. Another 4 points to 2 in favour of the visitors from Peterborough. And it's all going well for them. And in particular there, that man, Ron Sullivan, the winner of Heat 3. And certainly Sullivan knew where he wanted to go on the track. Picked it from the start. Picked his piece of track right from the start, knew where he wanted to go.
Well, we can see that there, BRHEL in the red totally missed that start, but again, the rider on the outside, David Howe, looks as though he's made the start, but on the inside, Stefan Andersson's made the best start, but already BRHEL is there at the back, but already the rider in white, Ryan Sullivan, is totally out wide in that dirt out there. You can see he's just zoomed straight round the outside. I know we talk about this so often in Speedway, but this is a real characteristic of the game. The dirt moves out to the outside, and that's where all the grip is, and that's where the brave can take advantage.
Ron Sullivan certainly celebrated a heat victory. A second heat winner of the night in 3 heats for the visitors. Ron Sullivan, the Australian Grand Prix rider, and he is now in our studio with Jonathan Green.
Yeah, he certainly is. Ryan Sullivan, a little bit concerned about his bike. Tell us what was the problem with the bike, Ryan?
My chain guard, the bolt fell off it and it's starting to come off. Just wanted to clear it up before it came off and get it ready for the next one.
Well, you've got a little bit of time because they're going to water the track now, Ryan, but you seem to take a real dive around the outside going into turns 3 and 4. Did you plan that way, or did Stefan Dano sort of like make it obvious for you to do that?
He made it obvious. I thought he would have moved out a bit more. I had a look at the track when I went up to do a start, and there's not a lot there really coming out, so I knew I had to move out to get in some grip. And
yeah, well, it worked out really well for you. Did you find the starts okay? Because they looked pretty grippy to me before the meeting started.
Well, yeah, it looked quite grippy. I didn't actually make a good start. I tend to spin off the jump. Didn't really make it, but I'll change a few things. And
Question to you both. You just mentioned, Kelvin, that they're going to water the track. Now, you tell us, what does that mean to a rider when they do that? Because the conditions are dry, aren't they?
Yeah, probably drier than what I expected. Usually you come here and it's quite grippy. It's probably a little bit dry on the line, which is going to make it a bit slippery probably, and then a bit grippier out wide. So
I think probably the result of that is because we've had such a glorious day, and obviously the track preparation early in the evening is going to try his hardest to keep it damp. But in some places it may be a bit greasy, and other places a bit grippy. So you'll tend to get a patchy type of track for a few heats.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well done, super ride.
Thanks very much.
Keep it going.
I hope so.
Once again, well done to Ryan Sullivan, winner of that last heat.
Martin Dixon will go from the inside of the blue helmet colours. Jan Andersson from Peterborough goes from gate 2. Leigh Adams, the star man here, a 15-point maximum on his return to British Speedway with a pair Kings Lynn. On the outside, in the white helmet colours, is Sam TESAR. Remember the home team, that's Kings Lynn, where the red and the blue helmet colours. The visitors from Peterborough, where the white helmet colours and the yellow and black. So there they are, Dixon from Kings Lynn on the inside. Next to him there, the red helmet colours of Leigh Adams goes from gate 3. Leigh Adams make his first appearance, the 28-year-old from Mildura, same town as course as Travis McGowan. There they line up at the tapes, looking down the starting marshal to walk away. He does, up down the tapes from the outside. Sam TESAR comes across. The brilliant Czech comes across from Peterborough to take the lead from his teammate in yellow and black, Jan Andersson. Trouble for the home side Kings Lynn, but now Leigh Adams round the outside, picking it up in red and coming through, and he's going to put the challenge on. Adams has picked the line. Adams can now go through. A brilliant ride by the Aussie to take first place.
Yeah, from third to first there by Leigh Adams. He went round one and inside the other. Perfect speedway, but here again, Sam TESAR's trying to keep in touch, but Leigh Adams is doing a great ride here.
A brilliant ride by Leigh Adams out front. TESAR chasing him. Trouble at the back for Andersson. Trouble way at the back for the out-of-touch Martin Dixon. But Leigh Adams knew where he was going, and with the yellow and black flag out, Adams has a lap to go to take this one and provide the second heat winner of the night behind Tony RICKARDSSON, who won heat 1 for the home club. But in red, Leigh Adams picked it up from the first bend, picked it up for the first lap, and now takes the checkered flag in red ahead of Sam TESAR in white. In yellow and black, it's Jan Andersson. Tailed off at the rear is Martin Dixon. Once again, it's 3 points apiece here. It's the second level heat of the night. And I can tell you, that means it's still desperately close at 10 points to the home side, Kings Lynn, and 14 points to the visitors. And from the tapes, it was tight. Away went Sam TESAR, but Adams in gate 3 eventually went by him, but it was trouble here. TESAR stretched it at this point, Peter.
Yes, what a start there by TESAR. You can see he's miles in front, but you can see Leigh Adams, he's actually sold him the dummy there. TESAR thinks that Leigh Adams is going to go round the outside him, but he's chopped back to the inside. TESAR's expecting him round the outside, and there he is on that grip, right down by the white line. Pulls his tail off as he goes past to give him clean goggles, but a great ride there by the home man, Leigh Adams.
A tremendous ride by Leigh Adams to keep his team in the meeting. And at the moment, 10 points to the home side, 14 to the visitors. Our heat winner in flying style, Leigh Adams, is dismounting in our studio. And when he takes his helmet off, he'd be able to talk to our man, Jonathan Green. He's going to disrobe completely, Jonathan, isn't he?
I think he is, Tony. You're just trying to fill time there while he's taking his helmet. No worries. We'll wait for young Leigh Adams. A brilliant ride by him to start off. Well done to you. What a great ride. Tell us about it.
Well, I don't know what happened at the start. I definitely fluffed that one up, but you know, I got some great machinery. It's really fast, and it's a track I really enjoy. This one, so you can come from behind. So I was very happy.
Sure, you look like you didn't quite hook up off the start.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It seemed quite grippy, you know, and I got in a track where the tractor had gone through, and I thought it'd be fantastic, but I think it just spun up.
Well, Leigh, let's take a look at it. You went from third to first on our monitor here, and this was impressive stuff. Tell us about it.
Well, you know, there's a little bit of grip up high. I think it's going to be fantastic later on. There's going to be some great racing, but yeah, and just down here, there's a little soft spot, and just on the inside, I just managed to hook up quite nice, and just ran him pretty tight into that turn, so and hit fresh air, so that was great.
That's marvellous. You went round, yeah. Now there's been 3 passes down that bottom end. Is there a bit more dirt out wider there?
Yeah, it's just coming off the turn. The inside's quite slick. I think if you commit yourself there, I think you're pretty vulnerable to getting past. So
sure.
I had a lot of speed coming off the turn, and it went well.
Yeah, and then you turned back underneath Sam coming out of this corner.
Yeah, he was pretty smart, and he was running up for the dirt. So I thought I had to get back down on that grippy stuff and go through there. So it all worked. All went to plan.
Nice one.
Leigh, how are you enjoying being back? I know there was an apprehension at the beginning of the season that you weren't going to be in this league, but you're here. You started brilliantly.
Yeah, I'm really happy. Kings Lynn, as I say, it's a great track, great promotion. You know, it was one of my favourite choices, really. I sat out 6 weeks, and here I am, and just trying to make the most of it, really.
Yeah. Well, Leigh Adams, well done again. Keeping Kings Lynn in the meet, definitely. Well done again.
Yeah,
Let's go back to our
looks like
competition.
Well, we're now back here with heat number 5, and on the track, that man, Jason Crump. What a rider he is, the Australian. Originally comes from Mildura, now rides up on the Gold Coast, and certainly Jason Crump, well, only just outdone in his first ride behind world champion Tony Rickardson, something that's happened to him before. Those 2 points from that second place in heat 1 behind Tony Rickardson. Peterborough, the visitors, leading by 14 points to 10. And also in this heat, of course, with Jason Crump, a multinational heat is this one. The tapes there making his mark in the blue homing colours. That's Stefan ANDERSSON, or the home side Kings Lynn. They're number 4. And across we go. On the inside in yellow and black is Mario JIROUT. In gate 2 is BRHEL, a fellow Czech, but riding for different league clubs, of course. JIROUT for Peterborough. BRHEL for the home club, that's Kings Lynn. Jason Crump for Peterborough goes from gate 3, and Stefan ANDERSSON from Kings Lynn goes on the outside. Remember, the visitors from Peterborough lead by 14 points to 10 now as we go into heat number 5. And we have to remind you of the tactical substitute regulation that could come into play were they to go further behind. If they go 6 points or more behind, a rider may come in as a tactical substitute and try to close the gap. He might even delight have the golden tactical. More on that later. This, though, is heat number 5. This classic local derby. Away goes the starting marshal. Up go the takes as a flyer to Jason Crump, but coming through is BRHEL in red. But Crump picks up the line of the grip, and Crump will go away there. He knows where he's going, pursued by BRHEL in red. Coming round the outside, Stefan ANDERSSON in blue. Going through on the inside is Mario JIROUT. Quite a battle at the back, but Jason Crump out front now is chased by Stefan ANDERSSON. A battle could develop here, and Crump knows exactly where he's going on this track.
Yeah, well, Crumpy's out in front there, but JIROUT there's really having to go in the yellow helmet. He's trying to get on terms there with Stefan ANDERSSON, but Crumpy seems to be pulling away. He really loves this track. As most of us Speedway riders did. It's an absolutely fabulous track, this one, Tony.
I know Peter Collins, world champion himself in 1970, used to love riding here. He and his brother Les as well. With a lap to go, Jason Crump is certainly loving it tonight. This is going to be another 4-2 in favour of the visitors from Peterborough. That would open the door for a tactical substitute to come in for the home side, Kings Lynn. But Jason Crump, wheel perfect on this one. The Aussie, twice a Grand Prix winner, takes the checkered flag here. Ahead of him, blue Stefan Andersson. Back in third place is Mario JIROUT. Another 4 points to 2 to the visitors. And a great ride by Jason Crump, greeted by the fans. Looks back to Stefan Andersson, relishes the challenge, but knows that he, Jason Crump, is the winner of heat number 5. Takes his points total to the night for 5. And we know that he was loving the track as much as the rest of them, and he picked the right line away from the start.
Yeah, Jason Crump's such a good rider. You see him there in the white. He makes a beautiful start as he races to that first turn. You can see that he's right in the thick of things, but already he's got his line mapped out totally. He knows exactly where he's going. He's in that dirt, got lots of grip as he goes straight into that first place.
Well, he certainly does. From there on, it belonged to Jason Crump, and he had time to look back at the end there, taking it easy. And certainly Jason Crump knew where he was going on this track. And I think he's already with Susie in our studio. We can pick that up in a moment. But Jason Crump, we know, was riding with a vengeance on this track. And Jason Crump had time to look back and view the other 3 riders almost with disdain as he took the checkered flag. And certainly Jason Crump knows that he, our man, Grand Prix, a twice winner of a British Grand Prix, in fact, Jason Crump, had the better of all 3 in that heat. Susie Perry, we can join you, I believe.
Well, as you can see, everybody's lining up here, ready to go out to the next round. Let's see if we can get a quick word. We're not going to have time. They're all going out, so we've got some problems here. What's happening with the bike? Everything's fine, okay. There they go, ready to line up. Tony, take over.
It's Nigel Sadler, who had some problems and didn't want to talk to Susie. First rider on this track tonight not wanting to talk to our Susie. There is Travis McGowan out for his second ride in the country. That's the young Aussie, the 18-year-old Peter Collins. I wonder what he will have done to his bike, because he had a very disappointing last place first time out.
Yeah, well, he's probably learnt a lot. He's taken everything in, really. He's got the feel for the track. He knows that you've got to turn left at the end of each straight. He's got the track basically mapped out. He knows how the bike's working now. So maybe in this race, he might just go there and really go out to try and score some points.
Well, 16 points to 12 is the score at the moment. In favour of the home side, the visitors. 18 points to 12, rather. My math has it going completely awry here. 18 points to 12. They do have that 6-point lead. And it's now up to Travis McGowan, that man in the blue helmet colours, along with the world champion Tony RICKARDSSON in the red helmet colours, will be going from gate 3 to close that gap, and they certainly have the ability. They're up against Sam TESAR in gate 2. Sam TESAR certainly will be looking to build up the points, a second place so far in his only ride. And Nigel Sadler goes from the outside, the Aussie, a third place in his first time out. So this is going to be competitive. McGowan on the inside. Next to him, TESAR for Peterborough. Gate 3 is Tony RICKARDSSON of Kings Lynn. On the outside in yellow and black, the Aussie Nigel Sadler for the visitors. This is heat number 6. 18-12 the margin after 5 heats. This is heat number 6. Peterborough desperately wanted to pull something back to get back into this match. A reminder in the blue helmet colours there, Travis McGowan with his teammate from Kings Lynn. McGowan left at the tapes. On the inside there in white, TESAR picks it up, but he has the better of RICKARDSSON coming out of the bend. He forces RICKARDSSON right, and this one is going to be competitive because RICKARDSSON has had to go wider still, but now he's picked up the grip, shown his class, and from now on, Peter surely can just look back.
Yeah, very brave riding there by Tony RICKARDSSON. He was pushed wide on that bottom bend there by Sam TESAR, but he held his ground. He didn't allow himself to be pushed wide. Now he's stolen that line from TESAR and stolen that lead. And what a ride here from the world champion. I know he's riding with injuries. He's sustained earlier in the week at Poole. And to come back like that is just great. And it just shows you how fit this guy is.
Well, riding absolutely brilliantly, Tony RICKARDSSON, with just over a lap to go. And certainly his teammate and partner, the newcomer McGowan, is one fully 80 metres behind him, back in last place. But look, pulling up is Sam TESAR on the bend. A technical problem. This will close it a little bit because he's pulled up and come off the track. RICKARDSSON wins it in red. In yellow and black in second place, there's Nigel Sadler. Third place goes to Travis McGowan, who gets his first point in British Speedway. And real disappointment for Sam TESAR, who had ridden so well to that point. But Tony Rickardson beckoning out his teammate to share the glory. Tony Rickardson, the world champion, his second successive heat victory of the night, showing true world champion qualities in that heat. And that man trotting back on feet and not on machine there we see is Sam TESAR. Disappointment, but the glory for those two, Tony Rickardson and Travis McGowan, means that, well, they salvaged something out of that, and a 4-2 margin there closes the gap to 4 points. It's Peterborough 20, Kings Lynn 16. Tony Rickardson winning that heat ahead of Nigel Sadler, Travis McGowan in third place, and Sam TESAR retired. And certainly from Kings Lynn's point of view, that was an encouragement in that heat, and we can see Tony Rickardson there making his way to our studio, and very shortly he'll be giving his view to Jonathan Green.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. He's right here, taking his gear off again, but once again, a great captain's innings, Tony.
Yeah, there was a bit of a... I messed up a little bit in the first corner there, but I got it right after half a lap or so that was all right.
Yeah, he made you work for it there, Tone, for a bit. He seemed to creep back up the inside there for a minute.
Yeah, he sure did, and he's like sort of had me going. He took me pretty wide in the top corner there, but I could keep the momentum going and get around him.
It almost did you a favour, I think, because it almost like pushed you out into the dirt.
Oh, I don't want to be that far out. Especially not when there's something on the inside of me.
Okay. Oh, it was a great first lap, but do you think that the track's changing at all at the moment?
I sure do, you know, now it's almost 2 racing lines. Especially in this corner, you don't really know which one's the fastest because the dirt is so wide out if you're going to catch a good drive. And like the dirt on the inside is very, very close on the inside. So
right.
it's a bit of...
Sure. But that's great for us.
Depends on how you set up the gear.
That's great for us because we're going to have action, obviously. People have got a choice when they come into the first corner.
I think we're going to see some great racing.
Super.
Well done again.
And they're both going to be going for that same bit of track.
On the inside then, Ron Sullivan for Peterborough. Gate 2 is Leigh Adams for Kings Lynn. Gate 3 is the young David Howe from Peterborough. And on the outside, Robbie Kessler from Kings Lynn. But our money, the battle will be between those two on the inside. The two Aussies. Ron Sullivan is a 23-year-old. Leigh Adams is 5 years older. And, well, Ron Sullivan comes from Fitzroy near Melbourne. And Leigh Adams comes from Mildura. There in the white is Sullivan to the right. And in red, Leigh Adams, and what a contest this one promises to be, with just 4 points in it. If Adams takes it away, they could close the gap. If Sullivan takes it away, well, they'll open it up and put the visitors in charge. I have to tell you that Peterborough have only lost 3 times this season, away at Wolverhampton, Oxford, and Eastbourne, all in the Craven Shield. Here is Heat 7. Away goes the starting marshal. There they go, and it's Leigh Adams that picks it up first in front, ahead of Ron Sullivan. Going round the outside in blue is Robbie Kessler, and there are the two Aussies, and coming through on the inside is Sullivan. Adams will put the pressure on the outside. Ding dong, this is going to be with the vengeance. Adams picks it up out front for Kings Lynn. In second place, Ron Sullivan. Adams loses a bit of grip there. Sullivan gains a bit of space, and what a contest we have here, PC.
Yeah, side by side there for that first lap. Brilliant speedway racing. Again, Leigh Adams on the outside, kept his nerve, very, very brave, gave that big blast around the outside, just had enough speed there to pull ahead of Ryan Sullivan.
It looks as if the experience of Adams is going to tell here. He knows the track. It's his home track now. They go wider and wider, almost down the fence on this straight with 3/4 of a lap to go. Leigh Adams picks it up in the red helmet colours for the home side, Kings Lynn. In second place, Ron Sullivan in white for Peterborough. Third is going to be held this time by Robbie Kessler, and that will allow Kings Lynn to close the gap slightly. A 4-2 victory for the home side, which means that it moves now to 22-20 in favour of the visitors. But Leigh Adams collects the plaudits from the Kings Lynn's fans for a truly brilliant ride by the 28-year-old Australian, a Grand Prix regular. But what a battle from the start, PC.
Yeah, what a great speedway match. There's only 2 points in it now. We can see there pushing and bumping, heading to the first corner there by David Howe in the yellow. But of course, there in the red, Leigh Adams has made a great start. But just look there, Ryan Sullivan uses that inside right down the white line to pull almost ahead there of Leigh Adams. But Leigh, very, very brave, runs wide. He stays in that outside. He doesn't cut back to the inside. He stays right out there where all that grip is, right by the fence, and edges ahead as they cross the start and finish.
Been used by everybody in his team, it seems. Anderson on the inside for the visitors from Peterborough. Martin Dixon, to whom that advice was being given, goes from gate 2 for Kings Lynn in blue. Mario JIROUT from Peterborough goes in white from gate 3. And on the outside, the reserve replacement for Kings Lynn, the young German, Robbie Kessler. Kessler was Sheffield last year, of course, and riding here for Kings Lynn back in the Elite League this year. There in the white helmet colours, Mario JIROUT, Czech rider. 98 league meetings before this season started, just 22 years old. His birthday, 23 on the 26th of July. There is JIROUT, laying his bike over, as is, of course, the replacement Robbie Kessler. Multinationals in this. Kessler from Germany, Dixon from England, JIROUT from Czechoslovakia, Andersson from Denmark. A common language in Speedway. 2 points in it as we move into heat number 8 now. Away they go on the inside. Picking it up is Jan Andersson. The 2 from Peterborough are in front. 1 and 2, Andersson and JIROUT. All the work has to be done from the back now by Kessler, who moves into 3rd place, trailing at the rear. Martin Dixon at the moment not benefiting from the advice from Tony Rickardsson, as the lead is stretched again by the visiting pair from all-conquering Peterborough now. But coming through, the battle in 2nd place there is tight. Out front, Jan Andersson is looking good and riding that very fast line here on this circuit. Retirement way at the back we've got there, and losing the rider in blue, Martin Dixon. So that's another blow for the home side, and this is going to be a 5-1 with a vengeance for the Peterborough team here now, in the persons of those 2. In yellow, Jan Andersson, their captain, that is he, trailed by his teammate and partner Mario JIROUT. Back trailing is Robbie Kessler, who only has to ride for a point. It's going to be a 5-1. This is going to extend the lead to 6 points. Open the door for tactical substitution, but a great win there by the Peterborough side, producing a 5-1 margin. Back in 3rd place in red was Kessler, but the heat won by Jan Andersson, giving him his 2nd heat victory of the night. In 2nd place, Mario JIROUT, and 3rd in red was Robbie Kessler. 5-1 to the visitors. And now, well, it really went their way from the start.
Yeah, here we go again. Peterborough here, you can see that they've dominated this first turn there. You can see there, Jan Andersson, Marion JIROUT, they're both there, 1st and 2nd. Now, Kings Lynn had clawed the way back there, but now Peterborough stretched that lead again. 6 points now in front here for Peterborough. We can see Martin Dixon there in the blue helmet. He was riding it at the back, but he just overslid it, I think, where the track had actually been watered. Down he went, but of course he's still got hold of the handlebars, got straight back onto the bike, and there's the Peterborough pair taking that 5 points to pull again, to pull away again.
Outside is the man that matters. We believe that he will go straight for the apex of that bend, swing out and pick up the grip and try and take advantage of his role as a tactical substitute. Inside him in yellow and black is Nigel Sadler from the visitors. Stefan Andersson from Kings Lynn, he's Adam's partner. He goes in the blue helmet colours, gate 2. Sam TESAR for Peterborough goes from the outside. Remember, the home side, that's Kings Lynn, where the red are the blue helmet colours. The visitors from Peterborough, white and yellow and black. This heat could be the telling one in the meeting, because if Kings Lynn can close the gap, there's all to race for. If Peterborough hold it, well, who knows? Stefan Andersson, can he play a big part in this? If he were to follow Leigh Adams home, that will be a 5-1, and that will close the gap. There we are at the starting tapes. Nerve ends jangling. Up go the tapes and away they go. Adams from the outside is going to cut across. Picking up on the inside is Sam TESAR. Sam TESAR holds it. Stefan Andersson is in 3rd, but there goes Adams round the outside. Oh, but look at that ride by TESAR to allow Adams on the inside. Brilliant riding by the Aussie.
Yeah, we've seen him do that twice now, outside then inside, but of course the rider in blue there now is in 2nd. That's Stefan Andersson who's in there for that, gives the Kings Lynn riders a 4 points.
Well, at the moment, Andersson has to do it to move through to 2nd place, but Adams looks as if he stays in charge here, he will get 3 race points, and the tactical substitution by the Kings Lynn team manager Martin Griffiths will have told with a vengeance, because with just over a lap to go, there is the flying Aussie, Leigh Adams. He couldn't get a 10th place early in the season, but now he's showing that he's one of the world's top riders out front, Leigh Adams. But look, back in 2nd place now, because Andersson is mounting a challenge. Andersson is going to try and come around the outside. Look at this, the battle is joined. Can he do it? Oh, on the line. We have to wait the referee's decision there. We'll have to see our own action replay. We know it was won in red by Adams, but white or blue, who knows on the tape? It was a marvellous ride there by Stefan Andersson, and we wonder if he got through. We'll have to rate the referee's decision. And who got it on the line there? The Kings Lynn cheerleaders are cheering, but we'll have to wait and see on this. We can see if we can pick the second place, because this could be vital to the outcome of this meeting. There comes Andersson coming up the outside of TESAR on that final bend. Adams well nigh out of sight, but as they approach the line, has he got the speed? Can he do it? Stefan Andersson for Kings Lynn, TESAR in white. Andersson is in blue. Let's see it on the line. We're not quite in line. I think perhaps it was TESAR that got it there, and I wonder what the referee thinks.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, no, it was. I think it was Sam made a pretty good turn on the inside, as I said before, just right around the inside, and got a good run down the back straight. But yeah, I got a really quick bike. You know, it's fantastic, and I was surprised actually to come past him because it was quite slick on that turn. But it all worked great. You know, it was perfect.
We just blew our theory right out of the water there, because everybody was going round everybody in the third corner, and now you turn back and come up the inside.
I had a really good approach into the turn, and I was up pretty high, so I managed to turn and get a fair bit of grip.
Right.
As I was straight, you know, so I had a bit of speed as I got beside him, so it worked well.
Sure. I'm really surprised. I know you've been off for 6 weeks, but the bike seems to be working really well. Have you changed anything from last season? Because you've come in late, and the bike's just working straight away.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy. I've been riding in Poland and Sweden and things like that. So, and as I say, it's one of my favourite tracks, Kings Lynn. So,
sure.
But the bike's working absolutely perfect. I'd like to make a few bit better starts, but that's life.
Can't have everything. Well, brilliant ride again, Leigh.
Thanks a lot.
We're getting bored of this, you know. Brilliant.
Well done again.
Thanks,
and the man who got second is with Susie Perry. That's Stefan.
Well, they get it here in gate 2 in blue. Inside him is David Howe of Peterborough in yellow. In gate 3, Ron Sullivan of Peterborough. On the outside, the world champion, Tony RICKARDSSON. It's going to be tough for them all, but for McGOWAN, the young Australian, it's going to be as tough as any. I was talking to him before the meeting. His machinery is marooned somewhere between Australia and here, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, where you like. And he's riding borrowed machinery from Tony RICKARDSSON. He's got a quality Jawa underneath him. But if I just travelled from Australia 24 hours ago, I think, Peter, I'd be struggling in my first ride, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they reckon his bikes are lost at Kuala Lumpur or somewhere else. Somebody said they'd ejected them from the plane over the Pacific, so who knows?
Malaysia could win the world title in that, couldn't they?
Sorry, Tony, I mean Indian Ocean.
The Indian Ocean somewhere. Here we're back at Kings Lynn. We're back at the Norfolk Arena. We're back in Elite League Speedway. We're back at heat number 10. And oh dear. Well, somebody jumped the tapes. The referee has the option to exclude somebody there. And I think he's excluded the unfortunate Travis McGOWAN by the looks of it. Travis McGOWAN, I think, is the man that's excluded for touching the tapes. We can see it here.
Yeah, we can see the rider in blue there, jumped straight onto the starting tape there. That jet lag must be affecting him, because just to touch the tapes, you are out.
Well, now, of course, they have the opportunity here under the new regulations for the tape exclusion. McGOWAN could start again 15 metres back, or they can bring in a reserve replacement. And I've just got a feeling that we should see Robbie Kessler in this one, don't you?
I think you could be right. I mean, Robbie's much more experienced, Tony, and, you know, I'm sure that they'll go for the experience in this one rather than the unknown.
From gate 2, he's splitting the two Peterborough riders. The starting marshal has to look back to the man 15 metres behind. He, of course, can creep. They've got to watch him carefully. Away they go from the tapes, and now McGOWAN has a lot to make up. But RICKARDSSON out front goes through on the inside there. It doesn't matter what the rest do, because the world champion, fast and furious, is going to make this race his own and provide his third successive heat victory. But look at McGOWAN. McGOWAN at the back is making ground quickly on Ron Sullivan. There's no question that out front RICKARDSSON is going to win it, but the battle is joined. Look at the young Aussie trying to make ground. Can he do something here? Can he get a point? It would be quite an achievement from the back, but he's got a battle with Ron Sullivan, who's desperately disappointing because David Howe is ahead of him, but out front is Tony RICKARDSSON. McGOWAN failing to make ground now, but certainly Tony RICKARDSSON there is fast, he's furious, he's classy, but what's Ron Sullivan do? Drifting back in third, a long way between him and RICKARDSSON on the final lap.
Yeah, Sullivan and David Howe made a hash of one of those corners made a big mess there, and that allowed McGOWAN to catch up. But again, now they've pulled away and they're stretching away from him, and I'm sure they're going to get these 3 points here to draw this heat, Tony.
Tony Rickardson then, the heat winner in red. In yellow, it's David Howe in second place. Ron Sullivan back in third. The gallant Travis McGOWAN from Mildura in Australia trails in fourth place. Disappointment for him. For my money, that was a tactical error by the team management of Kings Lynn, because surely Robbie Kessler should have come in as a reserve there and given them the opportunity to start from the proper position and create a challenge. But there is McGOWAN, disappointing for him. He's got 1 point tonight. He's made a long journey to get here, arriving just yesterday. But from the start, Rickardson was superior.
Yeah, Tony Rickardson in the red, he makes a beautiful start, and there he goes straight out of the pack there, straight into that first place. But the two Peterborough boys there, they were making some big mistakes, and I feel if somebody had been just in that position, they could have gone by. I mean, we can see here it's going to happen on this top turn as they come round. There's Rickardson holding that big lead. They know for a fact that he's going to take that win, but of course there's McGOWAN. He had that big blast around the outside, and just a little bit of inexperience there just stopped him going by. But I mean, the door was open for him there, but just didn't quite have the speed for that.
Well, certainly Rickardson in a class of his own in that one, and his third successive heat victory of the night means there's still 2 points in it. Celebrations from the Kings Lynn Fans Alliance machine borrowed from Tony Rickardson. On the inside in red is Leigh Adams from Kings Lynn. Gate 2 is Mario JIROUT from Peterborough. Gate 3 in blue, Robbie Kessler, the German from Kings Lynn. And on the outside, Jason Crump in the white helmet colours. And he, of course, rides for Peterborough, who lead by 31 points to 29, with 5 heats to go and all to race for, as we line up for heat number 11. Man of the moment, Leigh Adams, unbeaten so far tonight in red there on the inside. He looks down to the way, Adams picks it up and coming wide of the white helmet colours. Jason Crump will go round, pick up the grip and challenge Adams. Adams, of course, from Mildura, Crump originally from there, although he's born in Bristol when his father, Phil, was riding in this country. But Adams from Mildura is out front. It's Australians 1 and 2 in the red helmet colours. There is Leigh Adams for Kings Lynn, pursued by Jason Crump in the white helmet colours for the visitors from Peterborough. In third place there is Mario JIROUT. Robbie Kessler, his tail off at the back with half the race gone. The two Australians are out front, and at the moment it's a 3-all on this, and the 2-point margin will continue. It's as close as it can get just about in Speedway as we go into the final lap, but this is a fine ride by Leigh Adams.
Yeah, that's the first start that Leigh Adams has made. He made a perfect start there from the inside. Jason Crump rode very wide. He went too wide. He hadn't realised that there's still a lot of grip down below after that track grade in the interval. But Crump's still trying that inside run now. He's almost got alongside Leigh Adams.
Adams wins it though, ahead of Crump. Back in third place is Mario JIROUT. The points are shared in the heat, and it's still certainly as close as it can get, because it is now 34-32 in favour of the visitors, and that heat victory by Leigh Adams is his 4th in a row tonight, and he's well nigh unbeatable because Jason Crump is a class rider who pursued him for much. But from BRHEL from Kings Lynn on the inside, Nigel Sadler in yellow and black for Peterborough, Martin DIXON from Kings Lynn in blue, Ron Sullivan from Peterborough on the outside. That's the lineup. This is heat number 12 with the visitors from Peterborough leading by 34 points to 32. A thriller-minute meeting here at the Norfolk Arena, and it's a balmy summer's evening. We've seen the sun, we've seen the mood, and we've seen Speedway of the highest quality. The stars are out on the track. The starting marshal there has played his part in a bit of breakdancing a few moments ago. He was the old boy. And he's urging them up to line. A little bit of smoke billowing out there now. He's almost ready to get to go. This heat number 12, referee McBates is down from his box. Away goes the starting marshal, up go the tapes and away. They're lifting slightly is Nigel Sadler, but whoa, like a jet from the inside is BRHEL, and Ron Sullivan will have to go some to catch him, and that is quite a ride. Jet propelled from the tapes with BRHEL, and certainly for Kings Lynn, that's exactly what they wanted, but look at Ron Sullivan on the inside. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, Sullivan trying all he can here. BRHEL's holding that lead, but only slightly now as Ryan Sullivan trying that inside. Now he's trying the outside run. We know BRHEL's riding with that collarbone injury. He must be struggling here. Now as Sullivan comes straight through the inside of BRHEL there.
Brilliant ride by Ron Sullivan to pick it up there for Peterborough. In second place now, BRHEL. Back in third place is Nigel Sadler. Tailed off at the back is Martin Dixon, who's having an unfortunate night here for Kings Lynn. As we move into the last lap there's Dixon at the back, certainly trailing Nigel Sadler by some distance. The points are going to go another heat advantage the way, because the leader is Ron Sullivan there in the white helmet colour, and Ron Sullivan here is going to take his second heat victory of the night in white. He's done it in style, coming for the back behind the man in red, BRHEL. Third is Nigel Sadler in yellow and black. And that is really another heat advantage. 2 points in favour, 4 points to 2 for the visitors. And they march on now and lead by 38 points to 34. Ron Sullivan is the heat winner. He knows he did it at the start. It was tough. BRHEL went away from there quickly, but from then on, well, it was all catch up and go for Sullivan.
Yeah, watch the rider in red here. That's BRHEL. He's on the inside. Now he makes a perfect start there. The front wheel's just light, but it's not lifting too much. Again, when he gets to the corner, he's got that whole choice of wherever he wants to go. But of course, he's miles in front at this point, but he is riding like a man with an injured shoulder. The bike seems to be doing things on its own. He doesn't seem strong enough, really. You can see as he entered that turn there, he didn't get the bike sideways early enough. Then he has to make a very late turn on the outside, we can see it. And at that point, it's just too late to get his momentum up, because Ryan Sullivan has seen the chance there to go straight through on the inside. And it's always the same when you're riding with an injury. There's always someone there to push you about and take everything away from you if they can.
Well, we know that Ron Sullivan has the class. There he showed the talent, and he produced his second heat victory of the evening. And the visitors from Peterborough, who have lost 3 away meetings this season at Wolverhampton, Oxford and Eastbourne in the Craven Shield, are looking at the moment as if this could be another away colours. Tony RICKARDSSON in red, Zdenek TESAR, Sam TESAR the gnome in yellow, Leigh Adams in blue. Some talented riders there, some of the best in the world, PC.
Yeah, there is, and you know, the outside start position seems to be working pretty good tonight, and Leigh Adams is actually on that, and he's got basically the power to either blast right round the outside of everybody, or if he doesn't make that start, we know he can chop back right up the inside and pass all of them on the first turn. We've seen him doing those manoeuvres tonight, Tony.
This could be the race of the night, although heat 15 and a 6th lapper could also be quite a contest still to come as they battle for the points here. Remember, there's a bonus point for winning over the home and away leg in this league encounter, so it won't all be over whoever wins this one. But Peterborough certainly going well, looking strong, and keeping their same 7-man lineup so far all season. That is Jason Crump, their number 1. As we look down on the field, this certainly a quality race, heat 13. Starting marshal looks along the line. The riders get ready, up go the tanks, and away it goes. And on the inside, the battle is joined, and coming through in white is Jason Crump. But look at Leigh Adams going round the outside as if they were standing still and chasing Sam TESAR, the world champion. Tony RICKARDSSON is at the back and has an awful lot to do. This could be something of a shock, because RICKARDSSON's got to come through. Crump is out front. RICKARDSSON's moved into second place, going through as if they're standing still. Leigh Adams relegated to third. A shock here, but Crump is showing the form that matches. Crump is on the outside, picking up the grip, picking up the speed and holding it in front.
Well, I certainly got that first turn wrong there, of course. Leigh Adams didn't make it at all. He's struggling there in third place, but again, Jason Crump showing all that flair. He is so brave, so strong, so fast, and at the moment he's holding off the world champion Tony RICKARDSSON.
Yes, RICKARDSSON way back in third place and struggling as Sam TESAR, but look at this now coming through. Tony RICKARDSSON is going to cut through the field. Can RICKARDSSON do it on Crump? Here he comes. Could he do it? RICKARDSSON and Crump neck and neck. A photo finish there. Whether he made it or not, we don't know. Leigh Adams back, I think, in third, but what a race that was. It could be anybody's race on the line. What a ride by RICKARDSSON. We'll have to see what the referee gives. We wait for the referee's decision, but this was something pretty special for the finish. We haven't heard the call from the referee as yet, but already taking the plaudits there is Jason Crump. He thinks he did it, and let's see what happened here now, because coming through on the inside in red is Tony RICKARDSSON. It was desperately tight, but Crump gets it just. Jason Crump in white, I think, just holds it there. Jason Crump, the heat winner, on the outside there. Tony RICKARDSSON inside him in second place. Leigh Adams in third. The points are split. There's still 4 points in it. And Sir Kings Lynn in blue. It's David Howe from Peterborough in white. It's Stefan Andersson in blue for Kings Lynn. On the outside, Jan Andersson in yellow. And surely Kings Lynn now have to produce something for this one. They have to close a 4-point gap. Although, of course, they could still do that in the final heat if they get a 3-all here. But they need at least a draw, Peter Collins.
Yeah, he does. Like we said, Jan Andersson, he's really pulling everything out here. He's riding at reserve. He's the captain, but certainly he's giving a captain's performance the way he's going, and he's going to be the key to this race. I'm sure if he can win this one, he's going to put Peterborough onto, you know, on the right track for winning this match.
But on the other side of the coin, that man there, Robbie Kessler, has to do something for the home side, Kings Lynn. He's got to produce the goods, Robbie Kessler. He started well enough with the second place bonus score in his last ride, but for my money, the man in red, Stefan Andersson, has to do it for Kings Lynn as well. Away they go, and the Kings Lynn pairing are doing well now because they're in front. It's Stefan Andersson in the red helmet colours on the outside, Robbie Kessler in blue. Kings Lynn will level if it stayed like this. Back in third place is Jan Andersson for Peterborough. At the rear in white is David Howe, but they're coming through well is Jan Andersson to pick up second place ahead of Kessler. Kessler again goes round the outside, picks up the grip. Stefan Andersson holding it tight in front. Now through into second place, Jan Andersson. Still in third is Robbie Kessler. Tail off at the back is David Howe. Kings Lynn are going to get something from this. They now have 1 and 2 because Kessler's pulled it back, but locked up and gone wide there. But comes again. The battle in second place is absolutely tremendous here, with Kessler battling in second place. At the moment, if he holds it, coming through again is Jan Andersson with a lap to go. Andersson picks it up. Andersson locks up and goes out. Kessler comes through. Kings Lynn are going to get the 5-1 here. If it stays like this, it will be all level going into the final heat, and it's going to do so. Stefan Andersson takes the checkered flag. Robbie Kessler in second place. Jan Andersson in third. Brilliant for the crowd there. And what a finish to this meeting, because we're going into the final heat exactly level. What a speedway meeting. The cheers for Kessler in second place. The real hero, Stefan Andersson in red. Kings Lynn 42, Peterborough 42, and all to race for in Heat 15. Peter Collins, what a meeting we have in this local derby.
Oh, we're going to have a fantastic finale to this meeting. Did you see that there? We've got now all square on points, but what a ride there from Jan Andersson. He was plugging away, trying to get past Robbie Kessler. He tried everything he knew, but he could not get past Robbie Kessler. And of course, Stefan Andersson was leading that race for the whole race, controlling it. But Robbie Kessler did a sterling job there to hold on to that second place from Jan Andersson.
Well,
because that's exactly what we want. He doesn't need language to tell us that we're level. Congratulations again.
Oh, I'm really chuffed for that. I was really trying with everything. All I had, I got trouble to set my bike up for the track, was a bit slick. I just put a really fast gearing on and just kept it on and went for it.
Sure, it looked like you were struggling a little bit. It was like almost like willpower that kept you getting back in front of, particularly in this corner. Jan seemed to run underneath you, and then you seemed to sort of grab it back coming out.
It was that fast gearing. It just, engine died so much. I just kept wheels in line and just went for it, and hope we can still win it.
Yeah. Well, Stefan, great ride, but it's pretty close out there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's very close. That was a good ride from Robbie as well. I mean, I tried to look back every lap, and one time he was there, next time Jan was there. It was really hard. I didn't know where to go, so I'm really happy we ended up with a 5-1.
Sure. How do you feel? You know, obviously that 5-1 was extremely important for you. You feel now that you can go into that last race and your two top guys can pull it off?
I'm sure they can. I mean, they just have to pop out of the gate. Last one they had the gains and they didn't do the gate, so this time I think they're going to do it. So it's quite important out there to make the gate, but you still have dirt on the track, but all the guys are so fast, so it's hard to pass.
Well done again, gentlemen. It's 42 all and all to play for here.
Sullivan in yellow goes from gate 3, and it's Leigh Adams on the outside in blue. The tension you can feel around this arena. Not one person has gone home. It's 42 points apiece. Couldn't get closer in a 15 heat speedway meeting. Remember, this is over 6 laps. Get the counters going at home, because this could be anybody's meeting, and it's going to be important from the gate, Peter.
It is. This is going to be the toughest race of the night. It's all on the balance in this one.
Other riders watching all round, and it's important with that, because I think it was Robbie Kessler there. But here are the men that matter. Here are the 4 competing in this very last heat. On the inside in white, that's Jason Crump. Next to him in red, Tony Rickardson. Going across in yellow there is Sullivan. Up down the turns and away they go. 4 talented riders riders away. Coming up on the inside, Rickardson holds it ahead of it. Second place in white, Jason Crump. Going down the outside in yellow and black, there's Ron Sullivan. At the rear is Leigh Adams. At this rate, the meet is going to finish level. There's 1 lap gone. Rickardson in front. In second place, remember it's 6 laps here. In second place in white, there is Jason Crump. 1.5 laps gone. Third in yellow and black is Sullivan. At the rear is Leigh Adams with 4 laps to go and still plenty to race for, PC.
Yeah, that man, Leigh Adams, he's the man to watch, because if he can just sneak by there, Ryan Sullivan, then that Kings Lynn would win this match. But at the point there, he lifts too much. It looks as though the 2 Peterborough riders there have got the 2nd and 3rd place sewn up.
But out front is Tony Rickardson at the halfway stage. If it stays like this, it'll be 3 points apiece, and the meeting will end at 45 apiece. What a night we're having at the Norfolk Arena. Coming up to the end of lap number 4. Remember, 2 more laps to go. This is Tony Rickardson in front. In second place, white, Jason Crump. Third in yellow, Ron Sullivan. Tailed off at the back, surprisingly, is Leigh Adams. 1.5 laps to go. Looking at the back, looking back is Ron Sullivan to see where Adams is. But at the moment, still, if he doesn't run out of fuel with 1 lap to go, it's Tony Rickardson. Rickardson is set to win this one. In second place at the moment in white is Jason Crump. There we can see the distance, but Rickardson by some distance. Third in yellow and black is going to be Sullivan. Tailed off is Adams. What a meeting! It ends with Tony Rickardson winning ahead of 2 Peterborough riders. It means it's level at 45 points to Kings Lynn, 45 to Peterborough, and a triumph for that man, Tony Rickardson, producing his 4th heat victory in 5 rides tonight. The winner of the 6th lap, Heat 15, is won by Tony Rickardson. What a night for Speedway. Kings Lynn 45, Peterborough 45. The return match at the old showground is going to be something pretty special. We've seen fireworks on the track. Helmet colours will